Writing IELTS Task 2. Type, discussion essay. This lesson will help you answer IELTS Writing Task 2 discussion, or discuss both views. Questions. These particular questions require a different approach to opinion essays because you have to discuss both sides rather than just argue in favor of one side. Here are a few other typical discussion questions. 1. A growing number of people feel that animals should not be exploited by people and that they should have the same rights as humans, while others argue that humans must employ animals to satisfy their various needs, including uses for food and research. Discuss both views and give your opinion. 2. Blood sports have become a hot topic for debate in recent years. As society develops, it is increasingly seen as an uncivilized activity and cruel to the helpless animals that are killed. All blood sports should be banned. Discuss the main arguments for this statement and give your own opinion. 3. Some people think that the best way to reduce crime is to give longer prison sentences. Others, however, believe there are better alternative ways of reducing crime. Discuss both views and give your opinion. As you can see, they typically state two opinions and then ask you to discuss both and give your opinion. Make sure you do these things in the essay. If you only discuss both views and fail to give your opinion, you will lose marks. Structure. For discussion questions, I suggest you use the following 4-paragraph structure. Introduction. Sentence 1 paraphrase question. Sentence 2 state both points of view. Sentence 2 thesis statement. Sentence 3 outline sentence. Main body paragraph 1. Sentence 1 state first viewpoint. Sentence 2 discuss first viewpoint. Sentence 3 reason why you agree or disagree with viewpoint. Sentence 4 example to support your view. Conclusion. Sentence 1 summary. Sentence 2 state which one is better or more important. Useful expressions. Introduction. To introduce the first view, there are certain people in society which claim that. It is argued by some people that. A commonly held belief is that. To introduce the second view, in contrast, other individuals espouse the idea that. However, this is refuted by others who say that. To state your opinion, this is a controversial issue, but I believe that. Both sides have their own merits. However, I believe the former/latter view is more reasonable. Conclusion. In conclusion, although there are valid reasons why, it is still more reasonable to conclude that. Therefore, while to a certain extent, it is true, I strongly believe that. Structure expressing opinions. Strong opinions. I am a firm believer in. In my honest opinion, I strongly believe. I really think. To be frank, frankly. I'm convinced that. I'm absolutely certain that. I'm positive that. Without a doubt. Weak opinions. With some reservations, I'd say that. There is a lot to be said for both, but if I was asked, I'd say. I would imagine that. I would guess that. As far as I know. Other opinions language. It is my view that. If you ask me. Although I can see the other side of the argument. If you want my opinion, I'd say that. If you ask me, the way I see it, I would say that. As far as I'm concerned, I am of the opinion that. Your experience. In my personal experience. From personal experience, I would say. I have, generally, found that. Experience has shown me that. Other opinions and experience. It is commonly thought that. It is widely believed that. There is a common opinion that. Many people say that. The majority of people, who I know, seem to think that. I have heard that. Example. Computers are being used more and more in education. Some people say that this is a positive trend, while others argue that it is leading to negative consequences. Discuss both sides of this argument and then give your own opinion. There is an ever-increasing use of technology, such as tablets and laptops, in the classroom. It is often argued that this is a positive development, whilst others disagree and think it will lead to adverse ramifications. It is agreed that an increase in technology is beneficial to this essay will discuss both points of view before coming to a reasoned conclusion. It is clear that the Internet has provided students with access to more information than ever before. Moreover, learners have the ability to research and learn about any subject at the touch of a button. It is therefore agreed that technology is a very worthwhile tool for education. Wikipedia is a prime example, where students can simply type in any keyword and gain access to in-depth knowledge quickly and easily. However, many disagree and feel that technology deprives people of real human interaction. Human interaction teaches people valuable skills such as discourse, debate and empathy. Despite this, human interaction is still possible through the Internet, and this essay disagrees technology should be dismissed for this reason. For instance, Skype and Facebook make it possible for people to interact in ways that were never before possible. While the benefits of technology, particularly the Internet, allow students to tap into limitless sources of information, some still feel that people should be wary of this new phenomena and not allow it to curb face-to-face interaction. However, as long as we are careful to keep in mind the importance of human interaction in education, the educational benefits are clearly positive. Thank you for your watching. See you later.
Writing Task 1. To demonstrate that you have a great lexical resources, you need to use correct synonyms in your writing. Use a range of vocabulary. Do not repeat words and phrases from the exam question, unless there is no alternative. Use less common vocabulary. Do not use the same word more than once, twice. Use precise and accurate words in a sentence. It is advisable that you should learn synonyms and use them accurately in your writing, in order to give an impression that you have a good range of vocabulary. Use synonyms. For example, increase, synonym, rise, go up, uplift, rocketed, climb, upsurge, soar, climbed, increase, slumped, stabilized, dropped. Thank you for your watching. See you later.
Writing Task 1. Grammatical construction. For example, 1. The price of property fell sharply. 2. The percentage of homes dropped dramatically. Examples. 1. There was a fall in literacy levels. 2. There has been an increase in the cost of coffee. Examples. 1. The price of oil halved in less than a year. 2. The price of oil have halved since July. 3. By July, the price of oil has halved. Examples. Overall, more people preferred public transport than taxis. Examples. A higher number for people preferred public transport than taxis. Examples. Taxis were more popular than public transport. Examples. The highest percent of commuters preferred taxis. The least popular mode of transport was bus. Thank you for your watching. See you later.
IELTS reading tips. Type 9, summary, note, table, flowchart completion. In these kinds of questions you will be given a summary of information from the text and there will be some gaps in that summary. There will be more words in the list than required to fill the gaps. All of the information contained in the summary will also be contained in the reading text. But they will use synonyms and paraphrasing, so don't expect to see the same words. Avoid common problems. This question does not expect you to have a detailed understanding of the text. Some students lose lots of time reading the whole text and trying to understand everything. You don't need to do this, focus more on the summary in the question. Some students read the summary and then look for the exact same words in the reading text. You are unlikely to find these because the examiners use synonyms and paraphrasing. A common mistake is to ignore grammar rules when completing the summary. If the sentence does not make sense grammatically, then you have the wrong answer. The examiners also try to trick you by putting a word from the text as one of the options. Some students recognize this and think this is the correct answer. It is probably wrong because the answer will normally be a synonym rather than a matching word. And here are a few tips. 1. Try to predict the answers before you look at the options or the text. This will help you spot the correct answer. 2. Should the gap be filled with a verb, noun, adjective or adverb? If your answer makes the sentence grammatically wrong, then you have the wrong answer. 3. Look for synonyms and paraphrases in the text rather than words that directly match. 4. Don't spend too much time looking for the answer to one question. If you can't find it, mark what you think it might be and move on. Focusing on the easier answers is a better use of your time. 5. The answers normally come in the same order as the questions. 6. If you get a list of words, think about the ones that can't be the correct answer because of meaning or grammar. You can then eliminate these words. This is my suggested strategy. There are many different strategies and you should use the one you feel comfortable with. You can also adapt this strategy to what suits you. 1. Read the question carefully. Note how many words you can write and if you should guess the words from the reading text or a list. 2. Skim the summary and try to understand the overall meaning. 3. Try to predict the answers before you look at the reading text. Also, think about the word type that should be included. 4. If you have a list of words, try to guess which 2 or 3 the answer might be. Pay attention to words that collocate well with the words in the sentence. 5. Identify which part of the reading text the summary relates to. Scanning for synonyms from the summary will help you do this. 6. Look at that part of the section more carefully and choose the correct answer. Remember to be careful with synonyms. 7. Check to see if your word makes the sentence grammatically correct. 8. To be able to identify synonyms and paraphrases.
IELTS Reading Tips Type 2, Matching Heading. In the IELTS reading test you may be asked to match headings to sections of the text. This type of question tests your ability to understand the main idea of each paragraph. Headings are short sentences that summarize the information in a paragraph. You have to pick the one that best summarizes the information in a paragraph. You reading text to one heading. There are always more headings than paragraphs. Will be given between 5 and 7 headings and asked to match each paragraph in the. There are some common problems in IELTS reading tests. 1. There is too much information to get through and not enough time. 2. Trying to match a word or words from the headings to a word in the text. 3. Some of the headings may appear to have the same meaning. 4. Some students only read the first sentence of each paragraph and do not understand the main idea of the paragraph. 5. Spending too much time on one paragraph or heading. 6. Answers are not in the same order as the text. Here a few tips and solutions can help you do IELTS tests better. 1. Do this question first. By doing this you will be able to get the general meaning of the text as a whole, and this will help you with the rest of the question that requires you to take a more detailed look at the text. 2. You are not expected to read every word of the text. This will take too long and you don't have time for this. A good way to do this is to read the first 1 or 2 sentences and the last sentence of the paragraphs. You can also briefly look at the rest of the paragraph, but you don't have to read every word. 3. If there are words you don't understand, don't worry about this. Again, you should only worry about the general meaning of the paragraph as a whole, not individual words. Even native speakers will fail to understand every word in the IELTS reading test. 4. Be aware of synonyms. Many students look for words that match exactly with words in the text and ignore synonyms. For example, a keyword in the heading might be beautiful. However, the word you're looking for could be many different synonyms of beautiful, like attractive, pretty, lovely, or stunning. 5. If there are 2 or 3 headings that are similar, write them beside the paragraph and try to find out the difference between the 2 headings. What are the keywords? How does this change the meaning? Which one matches the paragraph best? 6. If you still can't decide which one suits best, move on and come back to it later. The answer will normally be easier to find after you have matched some more headings. 7. Ignore anything you already know about the topic. You are being tested on the text only. 8. Don't read too quickly. Some teachers advise that students should just skim the text because you don't have much time. In my experience, this leads to students not understanding most of the text and making mistakes. It is better to do this a little slower and actually understand what is in front of you. 9. Don't panic if you know nothing about the general topic of the reading text. The IELTS reading test is not a knowledge test and you are not expected to have prior knowledge of. The IELTS reading test is not a knowledge test and you are not expected to have prior knowledge of the topic. 10. Don't look at the headings first. This will automatically make you look for specific words in the text rather than the main idea. Remember, it is your ability to find the main idea that is being tested, not your ability to find specific information. Instead of reading the headings first, ignore them and get the general meaning of each paragraph first by reading the first and last sentences. And there are some strategy. 1. If this type of question is on the test, do it first. 2. Don't look at the headings. 3. Read the first 1 or 2 sentences and the last sentence of each paragraph to understand the general meaning of the paragraph. Don't worry about highlighting keywords in the test. Try to sum up the general meaning of each paragraph in 1 or 2 words. 4. Look at the headings and identify keywords within each heading. 5. Match any headings that are very obvious and you are sure about. 6. For the others, write 2 or 3 headings beside the paragraph. Identify the difference between each of the headings. Establish if there are any synonyms in the paragraph to keywords in the headings. 7. If you still can't pick one, move on. The answer will often reveal itself later. 8. Repeat until finished. Thanks for your watching. Let's see more videos to get more tips.